Greeting from Kabul, Afghanistan. Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you very much for including me on your program today. This year we are celebrating the 25th anniversary of Beijing Platform of Action, and also we are celebrating 20th anniversary of Resolution 1325, a landmark resolution by the United Nations Security Council in order to include women in the peace process and conflict resolution. As we all know, men are the initiator of the conflict, and they are the one who design and build the weapons and bombs in order to get a financial benefit from the continuation of conflict and war in different countries. Naturally, women are not involved on the making of the bombs and weapons, and also they are not the main player in the conflict. That's why the men think that they are, since they are the main player on the conflict, so they can be the main player on the peace process and peace building also. That's why they try to put women and isolate them and sideline them during the peace building also. But history shows that when there's a lack of women involvement or lack of women participation in the peace building, that peace will not be sustainable and that peace will not be durable. And also it showed that the durability and sustainability of a peace process is guaranteed with the women inclusion on the peace process. In my country, in Afghanistan, since 42 years we are in conflict. Different players and different political groups came in power and gone. Unfortunately, most of them violate the human rights of people, and particularly the human rights of women in Afghanistan. We heard about Taliban and Taliban treatment of women. Practically, Afghanistan was the biggest prison for women in the last century. But we had a different peace processes, but women were not involved, and that's why we didn't achieve peace in Afghanistan. So I think one of the issues that we have to push for women inclusion as a victim of the war, and also as a half of the population, that we cannot deny it as in the peace process, because we cannot make peace with half of the population, which are men. And also, if we do not end the violence against women in the family and in the domestic violence, and ending the culture of impunity for sexual gender-based violence, we cannot achieve peace, sustainable peace in the world. So I think we need to push for women's recognition and women's role and inclusion in the peace process, and women should be included in the peace process, and they should be supported as well. As you all know, that we have a intra-Afghan dialogue in Doha going on, although we don't have a lot of women as a member of negotiating team. It's only 4 women from the Afghan government side. It's out of 42 people, it's only 4 women. But the rest of women in the country, we are trying to support our sisters in the negotiation team in order to give them a stronger position in the negotiation table. So I would say that the end of the war is not a peace. So for a sustainable peace, we need to have to respect for human rights and respect for women's rights, and include women as half of the population. If there's no women in the peace process and no respect for human rights, inequality for men and women, that will not be peace. That will be a short-term political deal, and that will not bring peace to the people. Peace means that women and people should have human security, and they should live with dignity. And I would like to call on our sisters to stand by Afghan women in order to preserve their basic human rights and their dignity in the peace process in Afghanistan. Thank you.